Sunday night, Tracky talks bollocks.
Hi girls and guys, it's MrTrakky and we're on the right track. Guys, welcome to another episode of the Real Life Show. Before we get into today's episode, what are you watching? You're watching me get a double Mothership in this gameplay. It's really short and sweet. When I do actually go on the Mothership streak, I get it really quickly and then it just chains into the other. But anyway, we're casting our minds back to when I was 14. So my dad was in prison, but he was just about to be released. To my excitement, I didn't choose to visit him in prison because I just personally didn't want to see my dad behind bars. And at that time, my mum offered me the choice to go and see him, and I kindly refused and said, for my own personal reasons, I didn't want to see him in there, and my mum did what she could to explain that to him, which he understood. But when he was released, I went to my grandmother's, which is where he lived, and we arranged to meet up. Went down to my nan's around dinner time, and he wasn't there at the time, but naturally, nan's house, I had to eat some dinner. He was due back for his dinner at any moment, so I was making my nan a cup of tea. You know how us English people love a good old cup of tea. And my nan was diabetic as well, so just to bring her levels up and stuff, she had to have a little bite to eat herself, so the cup of tea would have went down nice with it. So while I was making this cup of tea on the main counter in the kitchen, if you turned to your left, if you could imagine for me, you would look straight through the kitchen door, which is always open, down the hallway, and then you've got the front door to my nan's house. So I can see the front door, whoever walks in the front door can see me. And the door was opened, but I was actually pouring the hot water, and I obviously can remember this like yesterday because it will stick with me forever. And I heard the door go, and I don't know, I think it's the way he opens the door, I just knew it was my dad. So I was like, "You alright, Dad?" without looking. And he was like, "Not really, son. I'd be better if you passed me some kitchen roll." So I finished stirring my nan's tea, passed it over to her in the dining room, walked back round to the counter. Back by the kettle is where the kitchen roll was, and then I turned to the door as he approached the kitchen. To my horror, my dad had an axe lodged in his head. His face and his t-shirt were absolutely drenched with blood. Absolutely drenched with blood. I just froze. I didn't know whether it was a joke, whether he was having me on. I really didn't know what was going on. I was 14 years of age. My nan was in absolute hysterics. "Somebody call an ambulance, somebody call an ambulance." My dad's reply to that was, "What are you calling an ambulance for? The hospital's just down the road." So, typical fashion of my dad, that was. Which he didn't inside chose to do. He walked to the hospital. It's a 5-10 minute walk, but he just personally thought that it would be quicker to walk there than wait for an ambulance, which is just beyond me to this day. And he did. He walked to the hospital, and we walked in, and as soon as we walked into A&E, it was pretty shocking for all the other people waiting to be seen by the triage nurse. But my dad was taken straight in, obviously, with an axe in his head, and after quite a few stitches and some glue, he was sorted. What's ironic about that journey that we made down to the hospital is my dad actually died in an ambulance down that same road before he could get to the hospital, which is just a bit of an eye-opener of the curveballs that life can throw at us. Guys, there's many buttons you could hit, but the like and subscribe button I hope they tickle your fancy, and as always guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.